Hello again everyone, my name is Yogdog and welcome to another episode of Spellforce Conquest of Eo. We're going to be continuing with our custom artificer campaign, and hopefully this time we can start to improve our army slightly. Now, we did recruit a few new units last time, or we got given some in an event. Our objective here is going to be to level up the level 2 units we already have, and if not find more level 2s, then maybe a level 3 as well. We've also made our way to Windhome, which is a big dwarven city for the first time. So it'll be interesting to see what we can get up to here. So, we need to start leveling up our reputation with Windhome. There is a quest available called the Roses of Windhome. We're going to take that and see what happens. You have come to Windhome at a time of celebration and are invited to join the parade honouring the dwarven women living in the King's Palace. Magnificently decorated dwarven men pilgrim to the large steps in front of the palace to place roses before the women, or cite from the most beautiful poems and songs. Let's honour the ritual. Moving closer, you notice a dwarf struggling with a great cask instead of flowers. His breath is very laboured as he shifts the weight from one arm to the other. A muffled bump comes from inside, almost drowned out by the loud swish of liquid. Do you need some help with that? Relief spreads across the dwarf's face as he says, "Thank you, Grand Mage. My stamina is not what it once was." You have the cask carried up the stairs yourself. The dwarf follows, recites a few lines and opens the lid, revealing a beautiful array of vegetables intricately carved into the shape of delicate flowers, pickled in vinegar. His gift is received with much admiration. At the bottom of the stairs again, he says, "Thank you for helping me honour our traditions." The rest of the festivities continue without further disturbances. Everyone enjoys themselves, ending the evening with a truly marvellous feast. So we gain a little bit of XP, but not much else. I think we'll go for Vigour for our militia. It is only a tier 1 unit. I am going to want to swap it out ASAP, but I need to improve relations with Windhome in order to do that. Right. We do have another stack over here. I'm going to bring them closer to our tower. And I'm probably going to build a lodge in this area to make the most of the various bits and bobs around here. There's a watchtower, there's a mine, a cave we can start getting some resources out of, but I need to build an apprentice lodge using this ability here in order to actually benefit from them. Wandering the outskirts of Windhome, a low whistle draws your attention to a hooded figure. They wave you closer and then vanish into a small hut. Let's take a look. You enter and a stout dwarf stands in the corner. He throws back his hood and reveals dark leather armour. A granite dwarf. "I bet you've heard about the adamantium shortage. If you need some, I can supply it, but I need heatstones and heavy pelts in exchange." "Guards! A granite dwarf!" The dwarf steps into the shadows and is suddenly gone from sight. When the guards enter, the extra light reveals a hatch through where he must have fled. No matter how thorough the guards search, the dwarf does not appear. The guards do remain thankful though. So again, a little bit of reputation with the city there, and that would be... Adamantium is a really important crafting resource, but I want the quicker relations with Windhome, so I feel like that was worth doing. Oh, what have we got here? More granite dwarves. Deal with them. There's a couple of other enemies here as well. Again, a good luck charm. Our alchemists have leveled up. I'm going to give them additional elemental damage. And then we'll have the Dangers of Mining quest next, I think. So we need to put a lodge down there next turn. Now what that will allow me to do is... Okay, it won't actually allow me to do it yet. I need to improve my tower a little bit. I can improve one bit of my tower, but not the other. So following your master's description of his spell, you need to find a crystal large enough and imbue it with powerful magic. Only then a less strenuous, even permanent, levitation of your tower can be achieved. If you can acquire one, a black meteor shard from the magnet stones might be a usable transmitter. The problem is, an enchantment placed there by the Guardian, Hurin, means no living being has been able to retrieve one as of yet. Indeed, there was a rumour of a necromancer some time ago who called forth a group of shadow creatures from the magnet stones to retrieve one of the floating crystal shards for him. Could be worth seeking him out to learn the process. So we're going to need to move south. So in terms of power, we need to retrieve the crystal now. I need to hire some workers and start mining, so I will probably do that soon. A small group is travelling in the opposite direction. Holding the robe to greet you with friendly smiles. So it's another 5 gold to Urea. That's fine by me. The body of a dwarf lays face down in the snow. He is pushed deep into the frosty ground and looks almost deflated, as if something huge stepped on him. Leading from the mines, you see many tracks. Whatever awoke inside must be responsible for his death, and possibly many more. A loud crushing sound comes from a little further up. Snow and debris rushes down and narrowly misses you and your company. You raise your head and see part of the mountain move in. A large monstrum raises a boulder over its head and throws it in your direction. This is a golem. So we have 2 lesser golems to deal with. Getting a little bit more reputation and a couple of level ups. We'll go for a little bit of focus so we can cast more skills with our apprentice. And we're going to make our mole riders immune to poison. So when the noise of the fighting settles again, dwarves step out of the mine. They must have hid there from the golem. You saved us! Thank you, Master Mage! They assure you that word of your deeds will find Windhome quickly. Okay. And there's an enemy group up here we should deal with. Getting a little bit more reputation. So that is an inn. I'm going to go for a looter for the additional loot. 30% more loot is not a small chunk. It's only a militia unit, so I don't mind losing a combat upgrade on them. And we're going to get our lodge built over here. Okay, sand turn there. Plus 100% research from all fire flow investment. That could be useful. We have a new spell researched, elemental weapons. We'll go for heal next. Heal is very useful. Out of the corner of your eye, you catch a shimmer in the air. At first glance, you could have swore this place was empty, but now you turn to see a wishing well. We'll go have a look at the well at some point. Decisive victory. I think we will leave that for 1 turn. Allow my troops to regenerate health slightly. Okay, so a new day dawns, bringing forth fresh challenges and dangers throughout the land. The circle resents our growing power. Kind of expected. Well, very much expected. I'm going to send the second group over to Windhome, and I'm going to use my main group to just keep clearing stuff. We got cutthroats. We'll fight this one manually. Right, so melee.
Commander?
The Earth Shapers can do a bit of damage. Oh, they're not Earth Shapers, they're Dwarven Workers.
Commander?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
Commander?
Okay, our mole riders can push forward a bit next turn. Let's set you on fire.
Commander? Yes.
Let's first aid our militia and turn there.
Yes.
I think we're gonna move you forward.
Commander? Yes.
And mend. Okay, excellent. Okay, we got him. Took a little bit of HP damage, but nothing too crazy. I think I'm fine with that overall. And our alchemists once again level up. Let's give them a little bit of additional willpower. It'll give them resistance against white and death damage. Also helps with getting them to confident. So again, +2 reputation. Let's keep having a look down here. The process of rebuilding your master's tower is now underway, and your attention turns to his grimoire. It looks like pages were hastily torn from the tome, though whether by your master or someone else is unclear. On the binding, you also find a spidery pattern of barely legible words, right where some of those pages would have been. Squinting at the tiny script, you realise it forms instructions. They seem to point to somewhere a bit further away from the tower. Surely this was meant for you to find. Perhaps some of the grimoire's missing pages are hidden at the locations the instructions point to. So that's quite a close location. The other one maybe not as close, but still not ridiculously far either. So let's move you over there. And we're going to use the big stack to try and clear over here, I think. A Ring of Invigoration. That's pretty awesome. I think we'll play it on our apprentice. Additional daily health regen is very much helpful. That's not good. Close victory. Not a huge fan of that. I lose an apprentice. However, it does mean we've actually improved relations with Windhome, so that's fine by me. I get a spell which allows me to eventually regen our apprentices anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Now able to move your tower across the lands of Fiara, you can seek out a more powerful all-fire source and connect with it through your tower. You can only imagine what magical growth it will allow you to explore, if the circle does not intervene first. Your master's theory. His tower's attunement allows you to bond with all fire sources in the tower's sphere of influence. He claimed that, if close enough, one could channel an increased amount of magical energy and bend it to your will. You will need to find the most powerful source of the all-fire on the continent to test his postulate. It's not amazingly far away. Okay, so I think we use our main stack here to go speak to Windhome. So hundreds of small towers and rooftops jut from the stone of the mountain. Winding streets and tight back alleys give way to great halls. And we're going to see what soaring troubles are. The commander of the Windhome Guard asks to meet with you. When you can finally make the time, you find him sweating, looking around nervously. One of our war balloons was stolen. They're quite precious given that we only have few left. I have no idea how the thieves got away or who they even are. Our hall is guarded day and night, and no one has reported anything. So war balloons look much like ships but fly through the air. Grandiose weapons. Very dangerous. That's why I'm so afraid of it being gone. If it finds its way into the wrong hands, I don't want to imagine what might happen. A glimmer of hope sparks in the man's eyes when you mention you'll look for it. There is a storage hall just outside the city. It is disguised, as to avoid unwanted attention. I take it you will help us then? Of course, we will find your war balloon. Right, let's go to Soaring Troubles. So guards have been posted in front of this inconspicuous cave. They eye passing travellers with distrust, but wave you through as soon as you tell them why you have come. The cave has but one entrance, and no side tunnels or windows. Further in, there is a heavy durable door that opens up into a large storage hall. Here, the walls and ground have been roughly evened out. In the middle of the room, a wooden platform has been built to hold and stabilise the war balloon when it is not in use. Only one person remains in the cave. Judging by his clothes, he is a Windhome official. The dwarf hastens closer, opening his arms. The satchel on his back clinks as though it has glass bottles inside. Thanks be to the guardians that you are here. Our war balloon was stolen. I saw it. Granite dwarves took it in the night. I even found their trail. Look. The dwarf guides you to a far wall and points out a trail of footprints leading through a small crack. The trail leads out of the cave and onto a slender path up the mountain. You're following it for only a few minutes before an explosion sends stone and rubble raining down on your units. When the dust settles, you lift your gaze and see the war balloon flying up in the air, controlled by granite dwarves. One of them throws the clothes of a Windhome official overboard. Okay, so we're going to need to hunt you down. We also need to choose our next research, which is probably going to be... Let's go for Righteous, because you will have to deal with demonic and undead units at some point. Let's go have a look at our tower, and let's get a study belt for additional research. And I think that'll do for the moment. We'll end turn there. It's actually coming our way. Plus 100% proficiency fire from all fire investment. That's pretty nice. Sorry, I nearly said curious, not cautious. A cautious knock on your door calls you away from the window. You open it to see a dirty, slender boy looking at you. He can't be older than 16 summers. What are you doing here? Good day, my name is Philo Heath. I have come because a strange dream haunts me. When the darkest hour of night falls, I see a book in a tower, much like yours. It is suddenly ripped apart by a shadow, and sometimes I awaken in strange places, not knowing how I got there. I can't explain it. Can you make it stop? Can you help me? Philo drops to one knee and draws a thin blade from his belt. I promise to make myself useful. Take me in and you'll have an ear in every room, a knife on every foe's throat. Philo leaves the room, and for a moment you think you catch a dark shadow following him out the corner of your eye. As soon as you focus on the boy, the mirage vanishes. So, once he's settled in, we'll see how that goes. So we finally catch up to the granite dwarves and their war balloon. Let's bring them down. So it is only a tier 2, it's not a tier 3. But we're able to beat them. Our militia levels up, and I'm going to give them additional healing. We get some Sky Iron, a little bit of reputation with Windhome. And yeah. Ooh, what's that? Eternum. That's a really fancy armour. So when you bring the good news to Windhome, you are celebrated as a hero. The dwarves drink to your health and reward you promptly for the return of the stolen war balloon. Throughout the night, your name is shared in fantastical stories of how you had to take down a dragon-sized demon to reclaim it. So we get a piece of adamantium, we get some legendary armor, Eternum. So plus 100% elemental resistance and all attacks inflict burning, which is pretty nice. We got a ritual dagger, we got some mysterious schematics, a little bit of gold. Excellent. We're not quite at full reputation with them though. I'm gonna actually build our lodge here, I think. That'll give us a bit more gold. After a hard day's walk, Philo suddenly stops in his tracks. He stares intensely at a ruin not far away. That's the tower from my dreams. Look, there's a dark spot at the top, almost like it burned. So we need to send a stack over there, with Philo in charge. So the good thing about this is, these are all permanent in what they give us. None of them will disappear. And we'll get quite a bit of reputation gain, because that's 2 inns. If you have an inn within your borders, the inn which the settlement the inn is closest to, helps me to compose my words better, will actually give you additional reputation with that settlement, so inns are quite useful for that. In the meanwhile, let's go check out the wishing well. Let's chuck down some gold. Let's haul up the rope. There's nothing attached to it. That's a bit of a shame. Okay, we got our apprentice back, so that's good news. They regened eventually, and we are going to go for second wind spell, I think. I actually don't know what that spell does. I'm also at max relations with Wind Home now, which is good for us. I think I'm going to send Philo over to the settlement over here. We're going to need to buy some troops. So a little off your way, there are traces of a rock slide. Could be possible, it could be people buried under it, or treasure. And there's nothing of interest there this time. So that just seems to be a event which can happen a lot, and it's random whether it's got anything good in it. We do, however, now get the Dwarven Barracks blueprints, so if I go to the tower, let's get a Dwarven Barracks built. I can also hire some Pyromancers and a War Balloon, as well as the Weapon of the Leader. So, the first thing I'm going to do is going to give Eternum to Fulvian. Some Earth Shapers, which are a good unit. But I think the Pyromancers are what we're going to go for here. Tier 3 Dwarf Spellcaster. And we're going to be taking the Militia out. We're also going to buy 2 Dwarven Workers. And we're going to use them to start mining deposits nearby for crafting materials. By purchasing those workers though, we can now improve our tower, and now I just need to build 5 different rooms. Well, I can do the Crystalline Garden and the Troop Quarters. So that'll mean we'll have 6 different rooms. It's going to take a few turns until we're ready though. And I think we'll end turn there, probably. Well, need to move you a bit closer. And we need to start using our Dwarven Workers here. So I need to get you to actually use mountains or be able to traverse mountains fairly soon as well. I think the artificer minions we'll use to start collecting resources as well. And we'll buy the combat balloon. So we have a few surprising stacks here, more than we need. So you're going to start harvesting here, some plants for us. You're going to move to the copper vein. You're going to move to the gold up around the northeast. We now have a nice stack here. We'll make the most of those. And the militia is going to move to join Philo. Excellent. Okay. I might actually just use the artificial minions with Philo here. And we'll send you forward. We'll hire one more unit from Windhome when we've got the cash. Which at the moment we certainly do not. Yeah, we'll head east, see if there's anything down there to clear out. And let's start a mining, shall we? I can now hire human and dwarf workers, but I already have 2 workers. I don't think I need any more for the minute. Now, we are running a deficit on upkeep. However, once the troop quarters and the dwarven barracks are built, we will be fine. That'll take the majority of our problems with money off of us. It's just going to take a few turns to do so. Gold nugget, very nice. Yeah, you can go mine up there. I should bring you back actually to guard our tower, so we'll do that. And it's our first resource deposit dealt with. We get a couple of pumpkins, some blossom. We do like alchemical ingredients, so the more we get, the better. You hear the roar of a mighty animal. Moments later, a bear runs by, moaning and whimpering as if scared. You could swear you see the shadow following, but too quickly to process it is gone. Interesting. That would be a decisive defeat because stone golems hurt you. Still need to just continue leveling up. You can move east to get some of the plants we've spotted. So what are you actually on there? Some ruins. There we go, that's the Dwarven Barracks, the Crystalline Gardens, and the troop quarters built. So we're now up to +5 gold. We get some melting copper. Oh, I need to clear you out. I wonder if you'll have the strength, Philo. In the meanwhile, our main stack is going to move south. We've seen this event a couple of times. It's the same one we normally see. But it has had a different thing happen this time. You dig through the debris and find some mining equipment. It is all rather old and broken. There's nothing else in the rock slide. So they must have emptied a nearby mine. I wonder if that made something appear on the map, because that does occasionally happen. Let's get you to go harvest the windweed over here. That worker needs to retreat. I'm going to use this worker to mine the rubble which appeared when we tried to levitate our tower that first time. Oh, a wyvern. With iron beaks. I'm not sure whether we've got the strength to deal with them. Let's find out. It would be a decisive victory. Let's try it really quick.
A.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, bit of damage done. I think we will put you into guard stance and turn there.
Yes.
Oh, you're burning. Not ideal. Let's get you to heal yourself.
A.
Yes.
What could I do? Stone Fist. Yeah. You're also now burning. Let's give you flame armor.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll end turn there. Oh, it's my pyromancers.
Yes. Yes.
And that's how my alchemist dealt with. Well, that's a rough one. Too rough in my eyes. I need those units. So, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to load up a save. I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm going to do it. If I have particularly rough battles like that, I will reload if it's crucial to the campaign. Whereas losing my apprentice earlier on wasn't as bad. So I feel what we need to do is level up the pyromancers and the war balloon and we might have a chance. Okay. Mine some gold, some heat stones. Not too shabby at all. So the artificer minions can only mine, they can't do anything else when it comes to gathering resources. Ooh, another academy. Interesting. All units have plus elemental damage. So I think everyone's still busy mining. We'll fight this battle.
A.
Yes. Yes.
And turn there. Well, I have high ground, so that could be good for me.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's where the sentries are at the back there.
Yes.
A.
Set them to burning. I think I'm gonna apply flame armor to one of my units here.
Yes. Yes.
Right, so you regen health every turn, so you're basically a
Yes.
tank for us at this stage.
A.
Yes.
Okay, sentries dealt with.
Yes.
A.
and we've pretty much dealt with him.
Yes.
Fairly clean victory overall, just a little bit of damage on our mole riders. And some nice level ups. We will take the additional focus on our pyromancers, again for more spells. We'll go for more missile damage on our war balloon. And we're going to go for phalanx. +2 armor in 1 radius is really, really useful. So phalanx is an excellent one to get on our mole riders there. We get a bit of melting copper and a little bit of reputation with an undiscovered faction. Found some blossom, some dwarven windweed, and some plant sap. Various other assorted alchemical components. Also, you level up. Ooh, gold affinity, +2 gold per day. That's really nice. I'll take that. I'd love to send you to over there, but you'll be attacked if I do. So I'm going to bring you back. Corrupted Elder might be a bit too much for us. Not until I've leveled them up slightly. And we'll get you to mine that copper resource. So I think we've made good progress in this one. I'm pretty happy with how it went overall, but that will be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching some Spellforce Conquest of Eo, everyone. If you do want a copy of the game, it is available on Steam right now. It's been out for a couple of weeks now. I sound like I'm shilling for the game, and I was given a copy by the developers, or the marketing agency for them. But I genuinely love this game. It is a hell of a lot of fun, and I really do recommend it. I will see you tomorrow, because I'm releasing an episode every day. In the meantime, if you do want to catch me though, I am always on my Twitch channel. I stream every day and have done for over 2 years now. I can be found from midday till 6 PM UK time on twitch.tv/yogdog. However, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode.